rebuilding Jamaica will require all hands on deck. But it will not only require Jamaican hands. It will require the hands of our brothers and sisters in CARICOM, in Central America, South America, North America, and indeed the wider world, including Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. And it is our intention to mobilize regional and international support to make the work of rebuilding lighter. And this is for good reason, because Jamaica can be the example of a country hit by a disaster of this magnitude, but recovers and recover even better and stronger. So we can be the example of resilience.
Of course, we are here as one team, that is a CARICOM team, and bringing our efforts together to support the people of Jamaica, Prime Minister Holness. But I want to really commend the people of Jamaica for the type of resilience I saw today driving through. And for those who are looking on throughout the region, you have to be here to see this devastation. There is no word, words cannot describe the type of damage that was done here. And to see the resilience of the people, strength of the people, and the character of the people tells a lot about the Jamaican spirit. And I really want to commend the people of Jamaica for that type of resilience. I want to commend Prime Minister Holness and his team also for the work that they're doing in reaching out to the community and mobilizing regional and international support.
I just want to encourage the Jamaican people to soldier on and to carry on notwithstanding the circumstances, recognizing that we are very resilient people as the Caribbean people, and that this too shall pass, and to encourage you to rebuild bigger and better.
This year it is Jamaica, next year it will be one of us, and it is important that we retain that solidarity. We have been fighting for international fairness on a number of issues because of events such as this. And that is why I hope that we can work with your government to see how best we can create an opportunity where they can focus purely on rebuilding, and equally that the individuals who have gone through this experience will have a greater passion now for why they must work together as a people to make their communities and their country the best that it can be. Thank you.
Let me first of all say to the government, the people of Jamaica, that I bring to you the love of the people of Guyana. Of course, we are here as one team, as the CARICOM team, bringing our efforts together to support the people of Jamaica, Prime Minister Holness. But I want to really commend the people of Jamaica for the type of resilience I saw today driving through. And for those who are looking on throughout the region, you have to be here to see this devastation. There's no word, words cannot describe the type of damage that was done here. And to see the resilience of the people, strength of the people, and the character of the people tells a lot about the Jamaican spirit. And I really want to commend the people of Jamaica for that type of resilience. I want to commend Prime Minister Holness and his team also for the work that they're doing in reaching out to the community and mobilizing regional and international support. As you know, we have been in contact with the government from the time the storm was earmarked to be a major disaster, and we have been able to support in the initial phase with some of the key pieces of equipment that was needed: generators, chainsaws, tarpaulin, and so on. But this weekend we have a major shipment that will be coming in with food product, rice, more tarpaulin, building materials, black tanks, and so on. But having seen this here today, I've agreed with Prime Minister Holness and with the rest of the region that we're going to, in a very quick manner, mobilize resources, that is the manpower, and also the material and whatever is needed to start with having 200 roofs completely redone. And I think we're looking at this community to start off with, so that we're going to support that program. And with Brigadier Williams and the team here, the Member of Parliament, we're going to work with Prime Minister Holness and his team on ensuring that as quickly as possible. I think Prime Minister Holness has set himself a very tight schedule, that is to ensure that whether if it's through roof replacement or the tarps, that we have everybody at least under some form of shelter before the Christmas holidays. And I think that's a remarkable target, and we're going to try as far as possible to see how we can support that. A full team from the Guyana Defence Force will be here, and we are very happy to be part of this CARICOM team, this CARICOM mission. I think this is an important reason for us to be here too, to let the region understand that we are one Caribbean, we are one people, and this is why we are a community. Because in times like these, the community pulls strength from each other, draws strength from each other, and support each other. So to the people of Jamaica, we want you to know you have our love and our support. Thank you.
As you've heard from my colleague Prime Ministers, we are here first and foremost as an act of solidarity. Jamaica must know that it does not walk alone in this moment. This year it is Jamaica, next year it will be one of us. And it is important that we retain that solidarity. We have been fighting for international fairness on a number of issues because of events such as this. And that is why I hope that we can work with your government to see how best we can create an opportunity where they can focus purely on rebuilding and also being able to bridge the loss of revenue that will obviously take place for the next, God knows what, 9 months, 2 years, whatever. And if we can work with you and the international community to do that, that is step one. At the national level, Barbados has already sent off its field hospital, and I think it is due to arrive tomorrow and will be set up, I'm told, in Savlamar. And we're happy to share that with you because the displacement in Jamaica is more than 3 times our population, just to give it scale. I know that President Ali will announce some initiatives, and certainly, as Prime Minister Brown said, we will also ensure that we will send people to be able to help with the bridging of the displacement. And then we want to be able to help with some equipment that we may have as well, in particular garbage compactor trucks. We just took 8. We will give up 4 of the 8 and try to get them to Jamaica, because you have at all times to be in a race against time in terms of trying to bring back normalcy to the people here. We have already sent tarps and generators and also immediate food out of Trinidad, Caribbean food that's dehydrated that people may more enjoy than some of the other stuff, and we will continue to do that. But the truth is that the biggest contribution that we can make to Jamaica with President of the IDB and others is to see how we can work with the international community to give you the elbow room, the fiscal space that you need, because you can't rebuild Jamaica without being given that. And regrettably, you are already close to hitting your fiscal anchor at 60%. That is now going to be diverted, but we all know that it happened to us during COVID. We recovered from it, and I have every confidence that Jamaica will recover from this moment, and that the people in these 5 parishes in particular will have an opportunity to build back stronger and better, and equally that the individuals who have gone through this experience will have a greater passion now for why they must work together as a people to make their communities and their country the best that it can be. Thank you.
Thank my colleagues from CARICOM, Prime Minister Motley, Prime Minister Deepak Mitchell, Prime Minister Gaston Brown, and my brother and friend, President Irfan Ali from Guyana. And of course, we have the Secretary General of CARICOM, Carla Barnett, with us, along with our friends from the multilateral community, IFC, IDB, and World Bank. Rebuilding Jamaica will require all hands on deck. Mike Dayton? But it will not only require Jamaican hands, it will require the hands of our brothers and sisters in CARICOM, in Central America, South America, North America, and indeed the wider world, including Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. And it is our intention to mobilize regional and international support to make the work of rebuilding lighter. And this is for good reason, because Jamaica can be the example of a country hit by a disaster of this magnitude, but recovers and recover even better and stronger. So we can be the example of resilience, because we have accepted as a government, and we have been trying to incorporate this in our politics, that resilience is an important feature of government and social institutions and our infrastructure. And we have done this by being resilient in our public finances. In fact, I would dare say that one of the reasons we are able to galvanize the multilateral community, it is because of the sacrifice and great effort that we as a people have collectively made in ensuring that we have fiscal discipline rooted in our political culture, in our economics, and in our civic and social affairs. It is well appreciated and understood that the government of Jamaica must be fiscally responsible. So Jamaica is a country that will use resources from the international community and our own taxes in the best and most frugal way, in the smartest way. So we intend to continue this through the development process. Now, it is regretful, without question, that having struggled so hard to reduce our debt from 130 or 40% of GDP to heading towards 60% of GDP, that we are now faced with a situation where half the country literally has been devastated in terms of its infrastructure, that we will have to spend on relief and recovery. But we have also lost revenues. So our financial situation is of great concern, and it has to be managed carefully. I know that at this time there will be calls for spending. There will be even temptation for profligacy. But I assure you that my administration, yes, we will spend to relieve human suffering, but every dollar that is spent will be accounted for, but not just from an accounting point of view, meaning adding up the dollars spent, but it will be accounted for from an efficiency point of view, which is really the greater accountability. That every dollar spent, every aid given, every commitment made will be used in a way that quickly advances the recovery, but at the end of it, makes Jamaica stronger. We've been very strategic in managing the disaster thus far. We're standing at what is essentially ground zero, meaning that this would be within the eye of the hurricane, stretching for about 30 miles from the center of the eye. And we decided that we would bring our friends to see the damage. But the tour was strategic. So we started in Montego Bay, where damage was significant, but certainly not comparable to here. So the international community can get a sense of what the real impact is. Jamaica is not totally destroyed. Jamaica is still standing, and we are recovering quickly. As we drove in, we would see people rebuilding on their own effort, which is applaudable. And we encourage you, if you can stand on your own 2 feet, then please do. It makes it easier for us to take up the people who can't. You would see, as Prime Minister Motley commented, why is there so much traffic on your roads? People are out. Commerce is returning. But we would have also seen the devastation on houses, on communities, the loss of historic heritage sites. Many of our churches, some of them 200 years old, totally destroyed. Our schools destroyed. Livelihoods destroyed. But as President Ali pointed out, the spirit of the Jamaican people, indomitable, optimistic, and still looking forward to a positive future. That is the core on which we will build and recover Jamaica. So, we estimate that approximately 150,000 homes destroyed. We estimate that about 900,000 Jamaicans have been impacted. We estimate, conservatively, approximately $8 billion in physical damage. US, thank you, head of the PIOJ, $8 billion US in just physical damage. That has nothing to do with what we will have to spend on relief and recovery and what we have lost in revenues. This doesn't take into consideration the loss of the tourism industry for the period of time, the loss in agricultural output.